Mark wants to know what happened. Wonka happened, or lets us know that Wonka happened today, and that is true. He saw the Wonka.
Yep.
I did indeed. I saw it yesterday.
Ooh.
And I had very few expectations going in, but I was pleasantly surprised by what I saw. I have some issues with it, but overall, I thought it was a delightful movie with an overall positive message. So yeah, pleasant surprise for me. Great cast, great acting all around. Very, very diverse, but the diverse cast were fantastic in it. So like my way around that, or rationalizing that, is that this is obviously a fantasy setting. This is not meant to be a historic retelling of England in the early 20th century. If it was, it would have been a complete joke. But see this as a fantasy adaptation for everyone, and yeah, the movie works. Great cast, great atmosphere, great music. Really, really good. That's my very brief summary of it. And for those wondering about continuity, the 2000s remake by Tim Burton was obviously its own standalone thing, and there we are told the origin story of Willy Wonka, which conflicts with this one here. So this is obviously not a prequel to that movie. I don't think it's a prequel to the original movie either, but rather this is its own thing. And this does leave the doorway opening to start a franchise that eventually leads up to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory many years later, when Willy Wonka is an old man. Which I would not at all be opposed to seeing, because I thought this was that good. So that's my mini review right there.
That's what other people are saying. They were quite surprised at how much they liked it. But it's the guy who did Paddington Bear, and all his stuff has been very pleasant, if not good.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen the Paddington movies, but based on on this, I'm not surprised. Like this was good. This was good.
I mean, it might do okay at the box office, but at the same time, something you said there really kind of made me kind of giggle. Willy Wonka shouldn't be a franchise. Like it's one movie, and I think Tim Burton proved that. I mean, maybe this movie will do okay, but I think it's mainly just going to be because of lack of competition.
It's also kind of
a franchise as a chocolate franchise. That's where it works. Wonka candy is fine.
Well, even those brands have dropped a lot of their Wonka stuff over the years.
Well, Cadbury had a whole bunch, right? I think, right?
Cadbury's, whoever owns Sweet Tarts, I think Nestle owned the actual brand name, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, I'm sure they'll do some stuff to promote this movie with it. But even when they did the Tim Burton movie, they came out with a Wonka bar and stuff like that I don't think did all that well, because I remember seeing them.
You can buy clearance. You can buy Wonka candy.
There's still some, but not very many. Not like it used to be. Because even Sweet Tarts used to say Wonka brand and stuff, and they don't anymore. Like even the Gobstoppers, I don't even know if they do anymore like they used to.
I can go down to the candy store and find all that stuff.
My point is last time I looked, I didn't see much Wonka stuff. So.
Oh no, I understand. I mean, you're not gonna find it in your grocery store or convenience store most of the time. So, but yeah, no, I get you.
Used to. That's my point. Is on all the major brand like ones that it was associated with. It used to. But I think hopefully it does well for Warner Brothers and Timothy Chalamet, I guess.
Yeah, and Paddington, to Paul's point, is doing rather well. I mean, they're making a third film, so there you go.
And they got rid of Rachel Ziegler in it.
Yeah.
So that's a plus. I think they needed someone to go into the Paddington Bear suit.
Yeah, this is true. They did get rid of Ziegler from the new Paddington movie. They blamed it on the strikes, which of course is a very convenient excuse. But I do believe there were other more pressing concerns there, other than just her.
I come from deepest, darkest Peru. Oh, that's not the right voice. Oh well.
Yeah. No,
I don't know where Kermit the Frog would be from Peru.
Yeah. I can't do Paddington.
I come from a swamp down in Peru.
That's better.
Paddington is like British, isn't he?
Yeah, British.
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
I come from Peru is where I come from. Yeah, right. No, that's
no,
wrong.
not even close.
No, damn.
Paul, you would not get that job.
But if Paddington spoke like that, I think it would be funny.
You know,
But
there actually
Cockney
is a character.
Paddington.
There actually is a character in Willy Wonka that speaks just like that. That you nailed the voice of absolutely perfectly there. So yeah, diversity for a British accent.
How much overacting does Hugh Grant do in the film?
Hugh Grant is Hugh Grant, only little and orange,
Boo.
which works really, really well for the part, I would say.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
I mean, every time he's on screen, the movie is better for it. I mean, they even kept the this is the cool thing though, which ties it closer to the original movie. It uses the same song or the same melody, so you have that going for it. That ties it closer to the original. I mean, the music in the Tim Burton remake was good, but it wasn't the same. Of course, I still think that the robot chicken origin story is the superior one to the original movie, but hey, this was fine too.
That's my problem altogether, is I don't think Willy Wonka should have an origin story, because him being mysterious is what makes him, you know, such a great
Fun.
character and fun. Yeah, I mean, and that was part of the reason, and I love that story about Gene Wilder when he took the role, because he didn't want to do it at first, but he's like, I'll do it, but I want to be able to do it my way. And one of his big things was, when he was introduced, he wanted to do the whole thing with the cane and do the tumble into the, you know, the somersault into the, you know, the grandstand or whatever you want to call it. And he said, I want to do that so that from here on out, not only the audience, but nobody can trust me. Right. And so that's the whole thing, is he got the character, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what Johnny Depp was doing in that one. He was trying to do like some Michael Jackson shit.
Yeah, he was trying to do Michael Jackson.
And it just wasn't working. And I don't know why. And adding backstory to that is what ruined that story, in my opinion. And in this case, maybe this is a cute, sweet little film, but I just don't feel like Willy Wonka is a character who needs a backstory. A mysterious background makes him better, in my opinion.
How about this? This isn't so much his backstory, because he's still the same weird character. He's just younger. But there's like no magic huge revelation. He's not like a completely different character in the beginning, and then something happens, and then he becomes the Willy Wonka. No, it's not like that. He's basically Willy Wonka the whole time. We just learn a little bit more about him, and we see him younger, starting the factory, and why he dislikes the other competitors that is even named in the original book.
Well, and that's the other thing, is that's more tied to the original movie, because the whole competitive nature thing in Slugworth, I don't think was even barely mentioned in the original book. That stuff was
they're mentioned in the sentence. It's like one sentence reference.
Yeah, and in the movie, that's just it's just there for dramatic purposes. But I don't know. I'm not trying to poo-poo on it. It doesn't have much for competition to deal with. The only thing it's really got to worry about is Godzilla. So, like, other than that, I don't think it's going to have much of a problem coming out on top.
Yeah.
But that's also part of showbiz, right? I mean, I can't tell you the number of times I talked with friends who had a show go on, and then, oh, you know what, we would have gotten a 7.5 share if it wasn't up against, you know, the B. Arthur's birthday special. And, you know, the thing that people have in common in Hollywood more than anything else is failure. And because of that, everyone talks about failure. It got tiresome. And so the fact that they have open season and open opportunity in the theaters, well, that's just the luck of the draw, and hope they get to use it and succeed. We shouldn't poo-poo the fact that they had no competition.
Yeah. No, that's that just is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, and if you luck out, then fantastic. I mean, I think they tried to split this movie from appearing at the same time as Dune, right? So it wouldn't be two Wonkas. I mean, not two Wonka.
They didn't want too many Shamalama ding dongs at one time.
Correct.
Well, and they're also burying Aquaman with this thing too, in a way. Is what I
Yeah.
think they're hoping.
Well, more like drowning Aquaman, but
Is
Yeah.
Wonka a Warner movie?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So hopefully they make a few.
Yeah, Warner
dollars.
Brothers was the only company that had any real movies ready for this winter, but they pushed them all out except for Wonka and Aquaman. So yeah, but otherwise, a lot of the stuff that was meant to come out wasn't meant to come out till next year anyway. I think they only pushed one movie, I think it was, out of this year into next year.
no, Disney.
No.
Well, throughout the year this year, they were pushing films into next
They
year.
were pushing films, but I think
And-
only one of them was meant to come out this year. Was my point, and maybe I'm wrong on that.
Well, I'm so glad we did get the Marvels, though. That's
Yeah.
a watershed moment. Oh no, water torture moment. Sorry.
Torture. Yeah. Well,
Waterboarding,
save that
yeah.
for
Waterboarding,
Aquaman.
that was
Save the
it.
waterboarding jokes for
Yeah,
Aquaman.
damn,
And the drowning
you
and-
fixed my joke.
This clip was taken from Midnight's Edge in the Morning, which streams live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on the Midnight's Edge main channel. There, you can send in your live questions and comments before clips and full stream replays are uploaded to Midnight's Edge live archives. We are also on Twitter, Rumble, Odyssey, and Facebook, so smash that like, help share, subscribe, and join us.